to look at some fact-checking sites and other sites that will allow us to see a variety of perspectives on any given topic. So on our information literacy guide, the URL is at the top of the page here. I've listed quite a few of these type of resources. You can go through and find the ones that you prefer, that you like. Don't take the word of one site. So one of the first things we see here, something I've looked at in the past, is this chart. This is an older version. They have an interactive version as well. And in a previous video, we looked at who that person was and why we should trust them. If we go down, there's also the Media Bias Fact Check site, which is one that I've used in the past to try to find out if a news outlet is trustworthy, if they have any kind of bias, and if they are factually accurate. But I'm going to go all the way towards the bottom of the page, and there's one called All Sides. So I want to talk about them today. If we click on that, we're going to get this page. And if you look through this, there's a variety of topics that they provide information on. So we have Earth Day, about Trump, and then the reopening. So they give us headlines from a variety of sources, and they give us a rating. So this side is from the center. It's a C. It's in purple, and obviously in the center of this. Georgia, other U.S. states press ahead with early coronavirus reopening. From the right, it has an R. These states are beginning to reopen for business, and protesters are demanding. And then a left one. The statistical case for reopening Georgia is weak. So as you can see, the ratings here, they give different things. So there's to the right, to the left. So you can obviously see this is a little bit more right. This is only slightly left. We can look at all of these different news topics in this regard. Now, why would we trust this particular site? It's a really good question. So we can go to the About page. And I've opened some of those, and I've looked at some sources online. So their About page, it gives them some information. I didn't find it particularly, tell me now who you are. They do. Here's the founder, and we can look up information on him as well. This is something that they provide. It breaks it down very similar to the guide that I had over here at the top. A little bit about them. About how they do their methods, and you can do discover your own bias. So you can take their tool and discover if you have a bias yourself. So I still don't know, are they a good source though? So this is some random person's blog. I don't know who that is, but they talk about them, and that's actually how I first got the name, and then I was able to look that up. My mouse pad is not behaving well. Okay, so if we go to maybe Wikipedia, so I'm going to say maybe, let's see, and what I know from some of the research I just did a little bit ago is that he actually works for Netscape. So when you go to the different sites and you see the different bits and pieces, it's like putting a puzzle together. You're going to find these little bits, and then you can go around and find more from what you find on the first site. It gives you a little bit more information to go to the second site. So I see a LinkedIn profile. I see something from All Sides. From TED, he gave a speak at TED Talks. And then I see some other sources. So this is how you're going to discover if you think this is a good source or not. But ultimately, from my perspective, if you want to see a variety of sources, this is a great place to go because you can see all of them right in front of you. And there's other sites that do this. Seek them out. Look for them. It's a great way. That way you're not necessarily getting one side or the other. My perspective is to actually go to these type of charts and look at them. So on our chart we have on my information literacy guide, it lists these in a very similar order. Reuters is up towards the top with AP. But these are some of the ones. They rate The Hill a little bit to the right, Wall Street Journal a little bit to the right. So they have a slightly different perspective. Most of these sites are putting like CNN as left, Fox as right, and not being as accurate factually. So one thing you have to take into consideration in that respect is, what are they rating? Because if it's opinion pieces, if they bring in a range of people on a topic, they're going to be biased. They're going to maybe present information that's not true, versus when they're having actual news casters, journalists talking, and not giving you their opinion, but rather giving you the facts. Some of these sites don't do any of that news. They do only opinion, which is where CNN and Fox get into the problems that they have, because they aren't presenting just the facts. They're not giving you just the news. They are giving you their opinion on the piece. So you want to take those kind of things into consideration when you're deciding on which ones you want to use as your news source.